Okay, this video is part 4 of switching code paths with switch, and it's going to be focused on the third field, the cleared flag from the Wells Fargo data file. Now, what you see on the screen is left over from the previous video, which was part 3 on the amount. And I see I need to clean up case 2 because I'm printing the amount twice. So I'm going to go ahead back there and fix that real quick. Let me jump down there. And so I'll get rid of line 65, which was just printing. I should have done this in the last video, but I just forgot to do it. So there, now our top 2 fields are actually handled, and let's move on to case number 3. Well, case number 3 is simple and not so simple. And I'll explain why. When we look at line 13, that is inside the struct, and cleared flag is just a simple character, so it really should be just a simple assignment. But unlike date, which is a character array, and unlike amount, which is a double that had a function to convert, cleared flag is being accessed through a pointer. So this is a case where we're going to have to use indirection, and I'll show you what I mean. So at line 73, I will insert and say txn dot cleared flag equals pch, and then I will print this. Printf %c, because we don't have a string here, we just have a character. So I'll use the %c conversion character, and then I'll say txn dot cleared flag, and let's see what happens when I try to compile. Okay, I get a warning, and immediately incompatible pointer to integer conversion. I'm trying to assign to char from a pointer to char. So we need to use the dereference operator. And that means instead of assigning cleared flag equal to PCH, remember PCH is a pointer to a char. And so what's stored in PCH is a pointer. It's an address. And so to ask the compiler to generate code to access what PCH points at, we use the indirection operator. Okay, so now I run it, and what do I get? Well, my case 3 printout says I should have a star, but I've got the double quote again. Well, we've seen this. This is becoming a recurring issue. Since we are pointing at the double quote right before the star, we need to do our pointer arithmetic again. And so like we've done in case 1, PCH plus 1, in case 2, PCH plus 1, now I'll say PCH plus 1 here. I'll rebuild. I'll run it, and now something's wrong. Last time we got a double quote, and now we have a hashtag, and you got to be scratching your head. But there's a twist in here, and that is we used the indirection operator. We said, go get what PCH is pointing to. Now, there is this thing called operator precedence. And so let's see if we can find this real quick. I'll say operator precedence. Let's see if we find something. Order of operators, that's, well, I don't want to go off to some ad. Let me do a Google search on this. I'll say C language. Order of operations. And here we go. I just didn't find the right link, and here we go. So precedence 1 means that these happen before things at precedence level 2, all the way down to precedence level 15. The comma gets dealt with last. It's the least important, at least in the order of how operators are handled. So the indirection operator that we just used is right here at precedence level 2. And then the plus operator that we used to add 1 to the pointer is here at 4. So the indirection is going to happen before the addition happens. And so what does that mean to our code? Well, in our code, if the indirection happens first, that says go fetch the data that's pointed to by PCH, which we know to be the double quote, and then add 1 to the double quote. So instead of adding 1 to the pointer, we're adding 1 to the double quote. So what does that mean? Well, let me pull up an ASCII chart. Oops, I spelled ASCII wrong. Okay, and let's see what we can find here. This is one of the easier ones to read. I like this particular one. So you notice that in the ASCII table, here's the double quote, and if you add 1 to the double quote, you get a hashtag. Well, now how do I make the addition apply to the pointer, since plus is a lower precedence than indirection or dereferencing? Okay, so the easy answer there is to use the parentheses to force the addition to happen first. And by doing this, we now say add 1 to the address stored in PCH and then dereference it. And I bet you this will fix our problem. Okay, so now we're actually printing the star character without the double quotes. And so now that we figured that out, we can go ahead and we can store it in cleared flag, which we did, and then we print it out at cleared flag. And so I'll get rid of line 72 so we're not printing it twice. Build one more time and run. And now you can see that our first 3 values, they've had the double quotes stripped away, either directly or indirectly, and they're stored in the transaction structure, and that's where we're printing them from. So you can see we're progressively filling in the fields. The next video, I will deal with case 4, which has its own specific issues.